So you got XRP and it's fast, but the future of crypto isn't just about speed. It's also about identity, compliance, and ISO 20022. Now, I know we're kind of burnt out on hearing about ISO 20022, but you'll see why I'm kind of tying these things together. So just to rehash for those who don't know, Ripple was the first blockchain company who joined the ISO 20022 standards, which is the same global messaging format that Fedwire uses, which means that RippleNet, which for those who also don't know, is the banking software that Ripple uses. And Ripple's the company behind XRP. And RippleNet can speak the same language as every other major bank in the world. Now, this is where it gets a little deeper with LEIs, which are legal entity identifiers. Think of them as like digital birth certificates for companies and financial institutions. They're 20-character alphanumeric codes that are globally unique, mandated in over 100 jurisdictions. And yes, Ripple Labs has one. They registered in July 2024. It's active and issued, but why would they need it? Because this is how all the companies using cryptocurrencies are going to have to play in the regulated sandbox of the future. And now you're thinking, why does it matter? I'll tell you that too. LEIs let banks, exchanges, and regulators all verify who's sending the money and who's receiving it with no guesswork, no ambiguity. Just clean identity and machine verifiable. But now this is why Ripple is way ahead. They are building that LEI identity system into the blockchain itself. With Amendment XLS-81d, a proposed standard for the XRP ledger, it lets trusted institutions issue verifiable credentials that can contain things like jurisdiction, know your customer data, and even LEI. And bind those credentials cryptographically to an XRP wallet. Do you know what that means? It means a transaction doesn't just send tokens. It proves who sent them and who received them on-chain. These credentials are digitally signed by a trusted issuer. It could be a government, could be a financial institution, or a GLEIF accredited investor. And once signed, they're tamper-proof, cryptographically sealed and verifiable in milliseconds. That is real compliance, built right into the rails that we're going to be using. Now let's tie this all back with regulation. The FATF travel rule requires financial institutions to include identity info with transfers. So sender and receiver is required and needs to be fully verified. Traditionally, this has been a mess of like spreadsheets, APIs, human review. But if both parties in the transaction are tied to wallets with verifiable LEI credentials, that same rule gets satisfied in real time, on chain, without delay, without exposing private info, just credentials. Cryptographic signatures. Now pair that with RippleNet, Ripple's global banking-grade messaging system, which is designed to move value across borders and carry ISO 20022 compliant data. That means a future payment between two institutions could include the value, the destination, and the verifiable identity of both parties via LEIs, all in one payload. No longer will there be this concept of compliance after the fact, because it'll be baked right in. And this isn't theoretical either. Ripple has an ISO membership. They have the LEI. They are building XLS-81d into the ledger. They've spoken openly about combining crypto with compliance without compromise. But an even bigger picture, if ISO decides to formally adopt LEIs into the global messaging rules, and they're considering it, the blockchain-based transactions will become identity aware by design. This would create a new standard, one where the phrase regulated crypto isn't an oxymoron. It will be the new norm. So no, this isn't just about Ripple. This is about how crypto grows into an adult. Because if blockchain's trying to be the new financial rail, it needs rails that knows who's riding and follows regulation. And Ripple, well, we all know they've been laying the tracks for a while. Wealth, love, and authenticity to you all.